is Ali, and today I'm pretty excited to show you around our new events calendar. It's part of the Arts Directory that was generously funded by the Gambling Community Benefit Fund, and it is finally ready to launch. So while you might be thinking, yes, an events calendar isn't a new idea for Logan, there are a few features in this one that we're pretty excited about and we think will be really valuable for you and our creative community. The first is that if you are putting together a creative project, it might be a grant, it might be a joint exhibition, it could be that you're putting together some bands and play with some local gigs, you can put a call out on our events calendar and publish all of the details for people to get in amongst it. The whole idea being that we will help promote this to our local creatives and start a culture of collaboration. But likewise, local event planners, whether it be from council or other cultural organisations or other just coordinators who are creating some vibrant events like festivals, they also can put a call out that we will then publish and promote to you. And as members, you get first dibs because all call outs are available for members only. The exciting thing is that they can also come to you directly. So our Arts Directory will have clever filtering to enable people to really dig into what you do and then approach you based on the stuff that you want to get involved in. So first things first, you can see here we've got some text. If you are creating a call out, it is the same form, but we do recommend that you only select the call out category because when you publish things into other categories, other people can see them and we will deselect those. Right now we have a pay what you can membership option, so it's actually free or low cost to join our membership base. You can select an amount that you can afford. There is no judgment. It's basically like a trial. We understand that we want you to get the most out of this. This is a new thing for everyone. If you would like to nominate an amount that would help us cover the overheads for this, then you're welcome to do so. The next thing is that when it comes to the featured image, which is the main hero image on your event, we have a recommended size of 600 by 400 high, and we've tested this and it seems to be ideal as far as being able to see as much of the image as possible when it comes to them all being tiled across the page. We do have a recommended kilobyte size in the images, and if you're unsure how to do that, I will put a new video together to show you how to create an image that matches those exact specifications. So the first things first is, let's just jump into this user data here. This is basically populating our backend so that when we do publish or approve your event, you will get notified to this email address with the event link to say, yes, you can go ahead and have a look and share it. If you have noticed an error in your event, you can email us at any time. We will fix it for you. So the title is pretty self-explanatory. We want to add the details in there. Then the description, again, that's pretty self-explanatory as well. You can add a start date and an end date. You can add start time and end time. You can make it an all-day event, which hides those. You could just hide the event time if you like. You can hide the event end time, if that makes it better, if you just want a start date on those. And again, you don't have to fill out every single part of this, but having one here. So for example, if I was to pop in a film festival, we have a 9-month season, which culminates in a one-day festival. So I would add in the whole festival. I might add in checkpoints along the way throughout that festival season, like submission end dates, season launch event, all of that kind of stuff that can then populate and really add that rich experience in here. I will show you what that looks like in the end. Then we have notes on the event time. This is really valuable where you want to add things like call outs closed for submissions closed for this call out on 11:59 on whichever date you've got selected as the end date. It could also be something really functional like workshops start at 3 p.m. but we want you there by 2:30 so you can so we can set you up. Something like that, if that makes sense. You can also add a repeating option so that people can repeat their events on all sorts of things. So if you want to to have a repeating on a weekday. You might be running 3 workshops over 3 days. You want it to end on the last day, so it could be the 14th, or you might want to just say that you want to end after those 3 have gone through. You can also choose to keep it simple and only show one of those 3 events within the event itself. There's a countdown on here, so it actually counts down. You can choose between the event start or the event end. For our film festival, because our season goes for so long, I would choose event end. You can also add a trailer for a video promo clip that you can add in here with a title. You can add FAQs, as many as you like. You can add the ticket RSVP. So this is you might go to Humantex or your website, or try booking or whatever that looks like. It would be Film Freeway for us when we're looking at the film festival. You can add an email for people to send their submissions to. So if you have a specific email that people would send their information to address that or apply for that call out, that's where you would add that. You could also add a separate email just for inquiries. You can add instructions on how people can send you that information. So this is where you would add, I need to have 3 high-res images of your latest pieces on this theme, or an EPK, or a video clip of your music, or something that demonstrates what you're capable of, and then you would add those instructions in there. Then you could also create a call out type. So these are the kinds of things that people can put their hands up for when it comes to call outs. And then the cost of submission. So if you are asking people to submit something to you, you might, for example, there are fees for submissions in a film festival because that's traditionally how you would do it. But sometimes it's more appropriate, or most of the time it's more appropriate not to have submission fees for particular projects. You might be applying for a grant and have project funding for the artist within that project, or you might want them to contact you for more info. Accessibility, so if you're putting together an event and it's at a venue that has lots of these accessibility, you would list them here. It's really important. You would also have preferred contact details, particularly if you want to add an event contact detail about some of that accessibility stuff. That's always a possibility there. Then you can exclude certain days. So if you've got a 5-day event but you're not doing it on like the 3rd day, and you can add those sorts of things in here, get really granular. You can also add an hourly schedule. So to do that, you need to add an event day. So you would add one particular day, and then you would add as many things on that particular throughout the day there. What I recommend is that you title this, for example, it could be the season launch of film festival, and then it could be it opens at 12 a.m. Season, and it say, so there's no particular date in this film, but that's why I add it here, and it seems to be nice and prominent. And then you could say submissions to Film Freeway, and that would be one thing. And then if I wanted to add another day with, for example, the submission closing date, then I would add a new day here and do a similar process. But if I wanted to add the final date, so Underdog Film Fest screening day, then I could add in the screening times, and I could continue to add in different parts throughout the day, and it would publish all of that related to that one day, and this would just be one day by itself. You can add location, so you can hide, you can insert a new, you can add all of Logan City. For example, if I was to add a new location, I probably don't need all of this info, just the name and address is fine, or even just the name. You don't necessarily need the opening hours and so forth. let's just pick that for now. Same thing, same process with the organizer. You can hide it, you can add a new one, you can add an existing one, you can add multiple organizers if there are some, and you can add a note to us to say, oh, I need this event published by the 7th of January if you can, which you usually try and review these fairly quickly. And then you would accept the terms and conditions or terms of service, which include our privacy policy. There you would add the event cost. You'd add your featured image. So for example, I have a featured image already made up for this size that I could add in here. I would choose the category. So at this point, I'm going to choose film and TV and festivals and community. Try not to use more than 2 at a time, and 1 if you're using call-outs. Labels, so if you're doing it, online and in person or just in person. Tags that you want to add in, and they're really descriptors on, searchable things. So it could be that it's LGBTQI plus friendly, whatever it is. You can add sort of a description of what the event is about. Then that's sort of different to the categories, if that makes sense. Then we add as many speakers as you want. So I could put Ali Strawn, and then when that's there, it will populate down to here, and I can choose the speakers particularly involved in each day. So once you've done all that and you've pressed submit, it will give you a little message that says we have either received your event and are ready to review it, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can, or it will notify you of any errors in your form, and then you can go back and fix those. Once that's all approved and it comes through, then it looks something like this. So this is one that I've put together previously. You can see that we have the details along here. We have the categories, we have the organizer, we have the information about the event, we have sharing buttons, so it's easy to do. We have tickets and RSVPs, information for more info, types of call out. So this is, again, it's the purpose of this is really more about the event itself rather than the submissions. You can add it to your calendar. And this is where we can see how it's broken down, the hourly schedule. So you can see how it's got when the submissions open, the season launch, the early bird submission deadline, the final submission deadline, the screening day, so what happens on that particular day, the after party, and eventually we'll have related events. So it's pretty straightforward. If you've got any questions around this process, all you need to do is email us at admin@assortedgrains.org.au, and we'll get back to you as soon as you can. I hope that makes it clear, and yes, have fun. Looking forward to seeing all the events come through. Thanks. Bye.